facility. It'll get some more kids to want to come and play here in UNLV. I mean, it's a great campus, a great school. Vegas is a great place to, to live for a few years and, learn some stuff, especially if you want to go to school for casinos and, hospitality, then UNLV is where you want to go. But in this game particularly, the reason they have these kind of games, it's a cash grab for UNLV. I think they're making, I want to say $1.5 million for this one game. So for a program that doesn't have the kind of booster support that these other programs have and the money coming in due to being competitive and actually winning games, this is a godsend game for a program like UNLV. So they can pump this money into the program, some of the other programs. So that's why you see teams take games like this, like Georgia State last week against Penn State. They don't want to lose 56-0, obviously. But A, it gives your team a feel of being on the field with the big boys. And B, which is the most important, is you're bringing in huge revenue for the school.
Well, let's take that opportunity to say you should go to Vegas. Hey, visit Vegas. All you have to do is type in LasVegasDiscount.net, and you could save over 50%. If you listen to our last Bobby the Bookie show, you would have saved over $300 a night on Saturday night for a very huge fight, and it would have put you at Caesar's Palace. All you got to do is go to LasVegasDiscount.net and save. So end of the commercial.
Caesars has a great sports book too. I'll tell you what, a great sports book.
I don't know. We could have that debate. That's might even be a whole episode. But I am really partial to Legacy Stadium.
Yeah, that's my old company is in control of that, CG Technologies.
Man, that's an amazing place. I mean, I don't dig the whole table vibe and treating it like a nightclub, but if you can't go to the game and you're going to watch it somewhere that isn't at home with your stuff and your barbecue and your food and your grease, man, Legacy Stadium, great food, everything stadium-style seating. It's limited. You get a couch instead of one of those tired tables. Stretch out. Brilliant.
Yeah. It's great for UFC too. They do a $50 buy.
What a deal!
You get yourself a little table, and then whatever the food deal is that they got going on or whatever. But it is a great place to watch the games. And as much as I hate to give a plug to those guys, it is really a great environment to watch the game.
Damn it! Go over to the Stations Casino and be happy to get a $2 drink.
Right, go watch the game at Legacy Stadium, but make sure you go wager somewhere else.
Yeah, it's right. That's too funny. And I do wager. Here's the funny part: people ask me all the time. So I'll give my biggest tip about Vegas. I go to Vegas a lot. Bobby lives in Vegas, obviously. We'll give you a tip on. I will give you my best tip on Vegas. Stay at the Days Inn. If you're not going to stay on the Strip, and you're just strictly going because you're going to go game or you're going to go to watch the games or something's up. I'm telling you, the Stations Casino owns the Days Inn. It looks like a trucker's truck stop. Beds are clean, dirt cheap. I think it's something like $18 during the week. The reason I like the place, they have a full Station Casino sports book inside that little tiny dump. Let me explain how important that is. No lines, with access off of Polaris back through that little underside hole that they built that only the locals know about.
The Dean Martin backway.
The Dean Martin backway. You guys don't know how important that is when you like to get in and around Vegas on a weekend or during the week.
The Las Vegas Boulevard turns into 42nd Street in Manhattan. It's really bad on the weekends, and especially when they got their construction ideas going on. You'll have 5,000 cones, which is the state flower of Nevada, obviously, and then nobody doing any work for 18 miles.
Stations book fairly fair. I'm going to try to be polite to them. They're not the best odds. They're not the worst odds. But when you can get a sports book where you can actually talk and look at the lines as they're popping up on the screen and get friendly with your guy, because that's all it is. It's a little cruddy. Shithole is being nice. It's a step below a shithole. And maybe part of that appeals to me. But I like being able to talk and seeing where the money's shifting at the last minute. Because if I watch money move in a bundle at the last minute, I am avoiding that like the plague. Woo.
Yeah, whenever you see money move like that, or if a number jumps drastically, if you're not on it already, I always advise to get away from it, steer clear. There's so much on the board to bet. There's no reason to force something just because you have this notion in your head that this is going to be a great play. sometimes the better part of valor is to step back, reevaluate, and see what else is on the board, and sometimes maybe not even making that play at all. You don't always have to have a play. Sit back and relax and, find something that looks good, and then you strike.
Let's move on to the NFL. I'm not going to give you guys all 32 teams, which would be 16 games. I don't know if we're on a bye week yet. I think we hit our first bye this week. I feel like we're on our first bye this week. I do.
And if it's not this week, it's coming up very soon. So
there's not a whole lot. I mean, we're starting off the week on Thursday night with the Rams at San Francisco. I will ask this because I know the spread's going to be really interesting on this game. I believe in the Rams. I really believe in the Rams, and I believe in the system they're running, and I believe in that defense. And I think they're going to blow San Francisco out. I lay it on to you, Bobby the bookie. How many points do I have to give up in this fiasco to make it interesting?
It's only -2.5.
Oh, what a steal.
Yeah.
San Francisco hasn't even been able to beat their shadow yet.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are, the sports books taking a look at San Francisco this year, and they're seeing that Hyde's running the ball very well. They think that that's going to be, something that's a boon to them going forward. But in this game, I agree with you. I think the Rams are a good bet at -2.5. And like I always say, you can always tease that too. You can bet it the regular way, off the board, half point, whatever you want to do. But you could always tease it as well if you're looking to, go maybe give yourself a little bit more of an edge against the book.
I completely agree on that. I don't think anybody cares about Baltimore and Jacksonville. Let's move on to the Battle of the Defeateds, and I think this is another interesting game on the list. I believe in Cleveland, even though they've lost 2 games. I think they're right there. I think there's more to this team. Cleveland takes on Indianapolis Sunday morning, early game. I like Cleveland. What do I have to give up to make this game happen?
Cleveland's they're only laying 1 right now. It's a 1-point spread, so basically pick them. Yeah.
Indianapolis has no quarterback, so the ball's not getting out. So they're trying to rely on their defense, which hasn't yet showed up to any of the games. Boy, I like that game as well. That's a nice teaser.
Yeah, they got Jacoby Brissett back there playing quarterback for them, who they picked up in a trade from the Patriots. So he's only been there a little while. He doesn't even know the whole playbook. So you know that the playbook has been shrunk. Kaiser, he's kind of an enigma to me. I want to believe in the Browns. Every year I say to myself, man, they seem like they got some horses this year, and this might be the year that they turn it around. But without Andrew Luck playing for Indianapolis, I think this is a good spot for Cleveland as well. Once again, this is another one you throw onto your teaser, and now you're getting 5 points if you do a 6-point teaser.
What a deal! And
exactly.
I think those first 2 are dead locks on a teaser card.
Yeah, they're definitely very nice.
They look really good. Here's a trap game: New Orleans at Carolina. When is New Orleans going to step up and be New Orleans? At which point does that offense show up? And can Carolina's defense maintain? I know that they've looked really solid in their first 2 outings, but I just get this feeling that one of these days Breeze is going to wake up and start lighting up the scoreboard.
My problem with New Orleans right now is it's certainly not Drew Brees. Drew Brees is a great quarterback.
It's that offensive
getting a little
line.
bit older. Yeah, it's the offensive line.
It's horrible.
The play calling's been horrible. And if you have a guy like Adrian Peterson, why aren't you using him? Why would you sign him if you aren't going to use him? You got to that's the kind of guy that needs 20, 25 carries to get the wheels moving.
Yep. Yeah, you really do.
I understand. They got other weapons there. They got other running backs there. But they shouldn't have signed Peterson, and in fact, they should look to maybe flip Peterson, and I'll give you a perfect trading partner with them. The Giants need a running back right now. I think the Giants would gladly trade a 3rd-round pick for Adrian Peterson, and it would work out because I have a feeling that the Peterson situation is causing a bit of strife in that New Orleans locker room. First game he's yelling at coach there. You can't be doing that.
You can't be doing that, and that's you don't want to do that with Peyton. He's a nut.
No.
Exactly. He's certifiable. He will cut you, bench you, and put you into a black hole. The man has proven that he will do anything to win a game. Yep,
he's one of those guys. He's a very old school, cut from an old school cloth. He's not going to play that game. And in Adrian Peterson's defense, we're talking about a borderline Hall of Fame player here who's coming off a couple years ago of a 2,000-yard season. This man deserves the respect that he should be getting the touches.
Miami at your New York Jets. I don't think the Jets are a trap game. I'm not going to shit all over the Jets. Let's just be honest. It's another rebuilding year for the Jets this year.
Yep.
Without a quarterback, I don't even know what to say about the Jets. You guys are the most. You're right up there with me and the Charger fans. Like, you would just keep shoveling the shit into our face and keep smiling.
And
I like Miami this year a lot. Holy crap! It's an explosive team. Ajay looks as good as he's gonna be. They're multi-talented. They're moving the ball around. This used to be a trap game on the schedule, which would be a really close game. How many points do I have to give up to take Miami on my teaser card?
Right now, Miami is minus 6.5. So you could tease Miami down. You could tease Miami down right now. Do a 6.5 point teaser and get it down to Miami at a pick'em.
Oh, what a deal!
Even at the 6.5, I mean, it's only a touchdown spread. It's a good bet.
I'm putting that on my straight parlay card. I saw what they did to the Chargers, and the Chargers are living up to the hype. The problem is you got to win the close ones. You 2 games in a row where you got to win the close ones against quality teams. Oh.
And that's been the Chargers' MO throughout history, though.
Yeah, that's why they're so great against the spread. Take them on the teaser all day long. They will pay for you.
They cover.
They cover every time. They are just that good. I don't think anybody cares about Tampa Bay and Minnesota. Pittsburgh and Chicago will be a snooze fest. How many points do I have to give up to take Pittsburgh destroying Chicago?
Right now, if you want to take Pittsburgh, you're laying only a touchdown and a half. So you're laying 7.5 points here.
That's awfully good. That's awfully good.
The problem is it's that hook that always gets you at the end. So a game like at 7.5, a lot of places won't even let you buy the half point down off of 7 or 3. So that really isn't an option for you there. But once again, like I know I keep saying it, but this is a great spot for a teaser. Another great spot for a teaser.
Another great teaser card. First really good game of the weekend for Week 3. Atlanta taking on Detroit. Both 2-0, both explosive offenses. I think everybody's got to start to agree that Detroit is legit. I realize they beat up on the Giants, which doesn't say a whole lot. But
no, the Giants have problems.
The Giants do have problems, but I think that Detroit is running really well. They could just be due. And it seems to be Detroit's MO to get to about a 10-win season, get to the playoffs, and that's where they fall apart anyway. This is a good-looking team. And Atlanta is still Atlanta. Nothing has changed about Atlanta yet. It's the same team we saw last year.
Yep. When you play Atlanta, you need to realize and find out and figure out what you're going to do about number 11 right away. Because the man's a beast.
So the big question on this game is, what are the overs?
Well, right now, the over in this game,
because this is almost a pick 'em in my mind. I'm sure Atlanta's probably the favorite by. I'm going to guess if I'm betting it, if I'm booking it. I'd start him at 3.5.
Yeah, it's right at 3.
Pretty good on my part. Too much sports betting on my part. So that's a pick 'em, and I hate those games because I think it is that close. I think it comes down to final possession. But this game is an overs-unders kind of bet to me in my mind.
This game opened, the opening line for the over-under was 49.5, and now it's at 50.5. So it moved a point.
That's a lot of points for the NFL.
Yep.
That is a lot of points.
Once again, if you like that over, you can tease it down and get it down to, in the the high 40s.
If I can get into the high 40s and I'm looking at a 24-20, it's still tough, man. That's a lot of points. You're looking at both teams to score at least 4 touchdowns.
And then what you hope for in a game like that, when you have the over like that, is that Atlanta comes out and just puts up 4 or 5 touchdowns, and then New Orleans forced to throw the ball all over the field.
I'm backing off that game. I'm backing off the game, Bobby. I'm backing off.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Backing off.
Better bets on the board.
Well, I'll give you a better bet on the board. Philadelphia is taking on the New York Giants, and the Giants are so pitiful. The only question is, how many points do I have to give up to take Philadelphia stomping a mud hole into the Giants this weekend?
As painful as it is for me to say this, sorry, Dad. -6, and it's a great bet. The Eagles are they're gonna just smash the Giants this week. I'm a big fan of Wentz.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of what the Eagles are doing right now. My cousin Eddie is a huge Eagles fan. How that happened, I have no idea. But he's a